Hello everyone and welcome to the 3K Q&A. I released a form on my previous video asking you all to give me questions for me to answer. And you certainly did not disappoint. I got around 77 responses on that video. A lot more than I expected. So let's go ahead and get right through them. We got a lot to do. Are you single? Yes, but I'm not really searching for a relationship. I personally want to be able to sustain myself before I get a spouse. Are you gay? Well, I don't know. I don't really like men. There is one person I do like that I'd probably go gay for, but other than them, not really. Are you a woman? No, I'm not.
I'm very deep.
Are you trans? Nope, I'm a man in nature and in identity. But don't let that stop you from being what you are. Just remember to always be the bigger person, and show respect to others even if they get you wrong. How old are you? 26 at the moment, turning 27 in August. How would you rework some DST weapons to make them more useful or appealing? See, that's kind of the interesting thing. A lot of DST weapons are mostly based on damage. If you look at the code, most of them are based on the spear. Axe is 20% less than a spear, tools are half of the spear, Wigfrid is 20% more, Tentacle Spike is 50% more, the Hambat and Thylacite is 75% more, and the Dark Sword does double damage. If I were to change weapons, it'd be more to the unique ones, like making the whip do AoE damage on crits, seed shells act more like boomerangs where they home in on a target, small things like that. Does Warthogs have any perks relating to naughtiness? Sadly no, he does not, which would make sense since he is supposed to be a Krampus. Do you have any long-term goals for your channel, or is it more of a hobby or an outlet? I hope to be able to do more things with my channel beyond just DST. It's just so happened to be that I knew a lot about the game, even enough to a point where I felt like I could make content on it, more than just guides. I am more of a research type of person, and I like to understand how things work. I actually have a separate channel that I am trying to build up, that covers more personal topics and conversations. Kind of just like a storytime channel, but with big questions. Can I buy you a game on Steam so you can play it on stream? Thank you for the suggestion. I personally find it hard to play new games. Like, I really need to get into them to have something that I feel like would be enjoyable. But then again, maybe people enjoy seeing a person who doesn't know things and just end up floundering about. We would have to talk about it though. So till we do that, I would suggest to save your money. Thank you though. What happened with Terra's sister? She's just behind the camera. Say hi, Sophia. What do you think of Among Us? I don't like it. The game just makes enemies. I'm more of a trusting person, so having like a cynical, paranoid nature is not something I enjoy. It's also kind of why I don't like Battle Royale games too. What do you think of the new Among Us show that's gonna be released? That thing's getting a show? I guess it is kind of popular. I hope it's not just meme fodder, and is actually a decent show. Have you ever done any DST mods? Have I ever made any, or if I've played some? I've made some with the help of a friend. He did the coding and I did the assets. The mod was a simple cosmetic change that makes Abby change skins based on what Wendy is wearing. Terra character mod when? I could potentially get someone I know to work on this one. It would be fun to have it in game and use her for videos instead of other characters. When did you first play DS or DST? I played DST in beta when it was first coming out. The first time I got into Don't Starve was before Strange New Powers and before Caves, so I've been playing this game for quite a long time. What's your favorite creepypasta? I don't really know. I know many classics, but I can't really say they're my favorites. I remember reading one about things in the darkness, and it ends off with the monster saying, "Thank you for turning off the light. It was hard to see you in that dark." It always kinda got me chills. I don't know what it is, but I just remember that ending. What's your tier list for the best character in DST? My tier list is more just general survival, plus it would be too much to talk in a Q&A style format. But honestly, for the best character, I feel Wendy fits the bill. Easy to pick up, really strong for lots of situations. She's just kind of all around great. Favorite DST YouTuber? When I was growing with Base Don't Starve, the one I enjoyed first was one named Comni. They would do a lot of creature battles which were fun to watch. I haven't really seen much DST YouTubers, but I did enjoy James Bucket's style of videos. Shipwrecked or Hamlet? I haven't played Hamlet enough, but I think I'd actually go Hamlet because Shipwrecked is just too big for me. Why haven't you made a video on farming? Farms are eh. I somewhat don't like farms just because I feel like farms take some of the fun out of the game. I prefer to collect resources, and that's kind of what I find fun, just collecting the resources myself. However, I will give some merit to some of the ideas people make out there. They're very interesting. How many hours do you have in DST? As of this recording, 7,164. Do you have any pets? We have an old dog named Buddy. Here he is. He is a shepherd mix and he's around 92 years old now. How do I get bitches? You just make them. Easiest way to do it. They won't talk back to you either. What's your thoughts on Don't Starve on consoles? I kind of feel bad for people who play on consoles because you don't have access to mods, and sometimes consoles can't even handle a full Don't Starve Together world with lots of people. Plus you have to deal with any strange decisions Clay decides to make to DST. Do you play anything but Abigail? Not really. I just find other characters kinda boring. Abigail and Wendy do what I want to do in the game the quickest and without much effort. Why do you love Wendy? Wendy is just a peaceful character. You don't have to worry about survival playing as her. And it's nice to have Abby around. Sometimes the world gets lonely when playing. Favorite character other than Wendy? I'd have to say Woody. Woody was always fun to go around as Beaver and destroying things. He's definitely more unique than the other characters, and it's just nice to have something different. Why did you decide to make DST content? It was the game I knew the most about, so I just felt comfortable talking about it. Favorite stone type? Slate, probably. I'm not much of a rock person, but slate used to be the color I used for Terra's shirt color back in the day, so that's how I recognize it. Do you like fruit juice? Fruit juice is nice. I really like pineapple juice. Who is your least favorite DST character gameplay wise? I don't know really. There are some strange things I've had with Winona just because of her hunger drain when crafting. I'm a player that carries supplies rather than tools, so I tend to forget that ability is a thing. So I constantly activate her ability and waste lots of hunger that way. Are you planning to make playthroughs or boss rush videos? I was playing some DST adventure mode with some of the new characters, but I kind of got too busy to stream. I really enjoyed my adventure map series though, which I really wish people would check out. The map is also downloadable within the series, so go ahead and try it out for yourself. It really tests your skills at the game. What do you do in a brand new world? The first thing I always do is just go up. Like just hold the W key and just keep moving. I don't know why, but this is always the first thing I do. Next is usually find a cave entrance, because cave entrances usually provide a lot of loot. How is it that in life you don't think that the carrot big leaf because small leaf carrot big not leaf big size? Well yeah, because if you don't think carrot big, then leaves fall and make no big leaf. Will you update the Abigail skin mod? Yep, whenever there is a new skin for Wendy, I'll try my best to figure out what would be a good fit for Abigail. What is the backstory to your avatar? Tara is a character from my childhood. Me and some of my friends in high school wanted to make a comic, and so we made 3 boys and 3 girls. Tara was one of the girls. Ever since then, I had always used her. As for the artworks, why I have 2 styles, I originally kind of wanted to do kind of a bunch of mini Terras within the head of the big Terra, which is kind of why the styles are different. Kind of like that scene from SpongeBob where he tried to be a fancy chef and you see all the mini SpongeBobs inside his head. How did you find out about Don't Starve? I saw a TF2 YouTuber and he kind of promoted Don't Starve a little bit, and that's where I initially started playing it. It was actually star_, which is kind of funny. Top 3 music artists? Ooh, I'm pretty bad at music. But thank you for the recommendation. I'm not really good at recommending music because I don't really have a preference. But here's a couple of music artists that I like and a couple of songs I enjoy. Do you ever plan on playing different games other than DST? Well, I do play other games, but they're also kinda dead. And I don't really know if I can really talk about them because other people tend to own that space, and DST itself is also kind of niche as well. If you're interested on showing me some new games though, why not? I can do it. When will I see Gorge Wilson? When he is good and ready, and also when I can create some good content for him to voice. I got a series planned for this guy, so I hope you're all willing to enjoy that. How do you get deeper into the mechanics of the game? Like understanding the spawn speeds of objects depending on the seasons. First of all, find your Steam folder on your computer. Find the Steam Apps folder, go to Commons, and this contains all of the files for every game you own on Steam. For Don't Starve Together, you find the Don't Starve Together folder. From here, you enter this folder and find the folder named Data Bundles. These zipped files have everything about the game and how everything works. These files are all what I comb through to figure out new fun things I can do for videos. Hopefully, with that, you can find something I missed. When is the next collab? Currently, I'm doing something with the DST speedrunning community. There's a challenge out at the moment to kill old school version of Toadstool, the one that has 156,000 HP, and went away in 5 minutes. I'm gonna try my solo speedrun attempt here soon on stream, so make sure to not miss it. Do you have any plans to talk about and make videos about Awesomenauts in the future? I'm surprised someone said this. Poor Knots, it's so sad. I really like some fun stuff with it, but I doubt I'll end up making a video about it. Maybe just occasional streams with friends so you guys can see it as well. What made you start your YouTube channel? I've always wanted to try and do YouTube and see if I can make content on par with others. I personally always enjoyed creating film and content, and streaming seems like it's way too much for me. I prefer the freeform creation YouTube provides. How do you think the world will end? I feel like someday our biggest superpowers are just gonna blow each other up and destroying life as we know it. Which DST mob is the cutest? The Salamander. I mean, look at it. It's just there. How did you get the idea to start your YouTube channel? Well, originally I wanted to try and do storytime animation, but I started working and I could not actually spend time on it. Plus, I'm not good at the work it takes to animate, but I still wish to tell stories. In what direction are you planning on taking your channel? Will you branch out onto other things other than DST? I want to kind of just use DST as a platform to build a community, really. A place where people can learn who I am and what I do, and eventually see what other content I want to make. I have a channel that is going to be me telling stories and as well trying to figure out the world for myself. So I hope you can join me for that when it starts up. What are your top 10 favorite games / franchises of all time? I don't think I can really list. I can't really say I have favorites. I have like 5 that I spend my time on, but I wouldn't say they're my absolute favorites. Probably some old school console games like the Contra series. The Binding of Isaac was a pretty fun one. And I guess Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together count as well since I make so many detailed videos on them. Terraria is also pretty cool too. I can see myself going back to play that, and well, recently Awesomenauts is another game I enjoy, but that's more because of the friends I play with.
You like jazz?
What DST character do you think is underrated? Walter for sure. There's a lot of great things about him, but the way he plays turns everything on its head. But he certainly has things that people don't understand, and which is why I think he's underrated. Who do you think is the most overrated character? Wanda. Everyone says she's so great and she could do so much, but really, majority of the time it's better just to be a base character. Except for maybe Endgame, when you have the whole solo teleportation network set up. But, I don't know, she's kind of like there. What's your preferred inventory setup? Basic supplies. I have grass, twigs, flints, and logs on me at all times. From those you can create nearly everything you need to survive, so it's nice to have those instead. What is your idea, or should I say motive, when designing your character? I'm happy you enjoy my character. My design for her was kinda just to make a normal person. One I guess that I could use to share thoughts and such. She is kind of an extension of myself without actually being me. As for making content outside of Don't Starve Together, I have like 10 video scripts that I've written down, but I'm a little afraid to put effort into them since they talk about things that maybe my viewership wouldn't really care about. So it's kind of hard to really put that effort in to try and get viewers on it. Thoughts on DST having skill trees? I personally love them. I had a feeling they were going to implement these onto each character, because there's no way they completely revamped the character inspect solely for Wilson. The whole skill tree is going to be interesting, and I like it. It makes me wonder how powerful the new creatures are going to be if every character is basically going to get an extra upgrade to combat for them. Do you think content creation has helped you in keeping an interest in Don't Starve? Would you recommend the game to others? I've always thought of Don't Starve as a very cool experimental game. It's one that you're always learning from. So figuring out all these little details really makes it more fun for me. For others, however, I feel it's a unique taste of a game, since it's a game that doesn't really tell you what you need to do. But if people have a sense of adventure, Don't Starve is certainly a game I would recommend them for. Can we make any kind of art for your avatar? Sure you can, even anything spicy if you're feeling up to it. Just make sure to keep away from anyone who should not see it. I really like seeing stuff, and if you share it with me, I'd put it in the fan art spotlights I have at the end of my videos. And speaking of which, we're at the end. Thank you all for coming with me on this 3K special. I'm happy to reach this milestone, and let's keep growing. This has been Tara, and I'll see you next time. Take care.